So if you don't know, there's a new movie about the dead Michael Jackson, about new allegations of him being a sexual predator with all these people that he had at his Neverland ranch. And so it's an Australian director that put together this movie, and I just kind of wanted to chime in on it. Of course, it's just my opinion at the present time. Seeing some of the interviews, I'll see what I can play here, but I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted or whatever. But I'm just going to play a little clip here. But it just seems that there is money involved with the Jackson estate. In my opinion, if you're going to do something and try to oust someone who's a sexual predator towards children, and you're getting some financial gain from it, that's even to do a movie, I would say do the movie for free and post it on YouTube. There's another documentary called Unmasking, the Unmasking series, the Unmasking of the Narcissist. It's a guy in Norway called Norwegian, Michael Hebo, who did the videos of this vegan called Durian Rider, who allegedly raped his girlfriend. And he took a lot of time and he put everything together. It took him, it's been a couple of years he's been doing that. He's lost a bit of credibility. People are asking why isn't he going to court and all that, because it happened in Thailand, and there's a bit of back and forth. But just to say that he put together the videos and they were taken down, and then he had them re-uploaded, and he did all this for free pretty much, unless he's getting some financing from YouTube monetization. But there's probably some financing to be gained from it, but nothing compared to this Australian director putting together a film for major release. So let's see what I have here.
Dan Reed, the producer and director of Leaving Neverland. Dan, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, a lot of people are talking about this film before it even debuts on television. It's interesting that it is having such an effect because, in some sense, we've heard these stories for years about Michael Jackson. What was it about your telling that you think is so compelling?
I think it's because we have direct testimony from the little boys or the young men now who actually suffered the abuse, and I think it's the first time that's happened. I mean, Wade was briefly on the
Yeah, they say that this is a point that's kind of I can kind of relate to it. There's one guy who he didn't realize he was being abused until he had his own kid and realized that he wouldn't want the way Michael Jackson treated him when he was young. He wouldn't want to do that to his kid. I've suffered that. I was molested by my scoutmaster at 13, and he replaced my father in many ways. I was on the same swim team as his adopted son. He would be in the showers at all times, public showers where I was swimming, and he would wash my back, and he would kind of, I don't remember us going anywhere except the place where he molested me. That was a camp, like in the woods. He brought a whole bunch of this was in Scouts. He brought a whole bunch of Scouts off to a weekend away. That's where he, stuck his hand down my pants. But I didn't, just like the guy here, I didn't see it as abuse. I never mentioned it to my parents until, way afterwards. Until I think he did get arrested. He was 65. He didn't serve jail time because he was too old, and it was his first offense. And there were other people he did this to, because when I was working at a convenience store, and the local kids hanging around. When the guy's adopted son came in to buy something, afterwards the kids were telling me, "Why are you talking to him? His father's a child molester." I was like, "Oh." So, coming back, he spent like a year, maybe more, I don't remember, grooming me, being close to me, being my friend. And I was coming from a terrible household, physical abuse all the time. I loved the attention, apparently. I don't remember more than that. But the hick, I think that's a French word, the moral, no. What's funny, okay, let's just say, what's funny about this is that my father never let anyone into our house. I think twice I had friends come over and he didn't let them in after that, for whatever reason. I don't know what the first reason was for one guy. But the second one was a sister of a friend of mine, and I guess she was kind of a friend, and she took a dump in our place and stunk it up. And my father was like, "No, never again." Like things like that would be like a way to say, okay, they're not coming in. Like he would devalue people very easily. Unfortunately, I got some of that trait, and I have to kind of work on that. So, anyways, so my scoutmaster had come over. I only went to scouts for 1 year, and the year before I was in Cubs with another guy. I don't remember. So he comes to register me, because he had to go to your house and sign you up and all that. I don't remember anything more than that. What I do remember is because I was always a bad boy in the eyes of my father, his, whatever I did, his means of punishment was like, "You're not going to scouts anymore." So he inadvertently saved me from years of sexual abuse. The guy was grooming me for quite some time, managed to get his hand down my pants and get me hard and say, "Oh, you like that, you like that." I got hard. It was the first time I ever, I was pretty naive at stuff like that. And never heard from him again, never heard anything. It was just the app. Until recently, I'm like, oh, of course he wasn't going to say anything. He probably thought I told or something. He was probably scared. But, and I was always, I felt it, I don't know, I felt it strange. There was something I felt strange, that why didn't I feel hatred towards the guy or whatever. Now, I'm pretty indifferent. I don't know if he's dead or not, but about 10 years ago when Facebook was out, someone did a Facebook page with him on it. And I can't find it anymore, so. But I don't think it'd be a problem mentioning his name, because, he was arrested. If you want me to mention his name, just let me know, and I'll do it. I'm holding back now just because I'm not 100% sure if I can do that, but I don't have an issue doing it. It's been arrested and convicted on it. So, and it was in the local newspaper, although I can't find the article. So, anyway, so that is something that I believe from this, that yeah, okay, you probably don't feel you were abused because you don't know. That was what I was trying to say.
Dave show in 2013, but apart from that, none of them have come forward on television.
Dan, as you know, the Jackson estate, the Jackson family has been very critical, filing a $100 million lawsuit against HBO. The family says in a statement, your film is a one-sided marathon of unvetted propaganda to shamelessly exploit an innocent man no longer here to defend himself. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, the film isn't about Michael Jackson. It's about Wade and James, who are very much alive. Secondly, Jackson is dead and he's not here to defend himself, but we include the rebuttal bottles that he made while he was alive, and he recorded plenty of denials, and we didn't.
See how much bullshit that is? Regardless of whether it's true or not, like the way it's presented, it's like, you know, how can you believe this? They're saying that, I guess they're going to say afterwards, that he presented himself as this, you know, Peter Pan guy who wanted to relive his childhood and all that. And then there was another video, I'm not going to show it, prior, where the cleaning lady saw lots of things and was stooling on Michael. And that, it's, and I'm going on the basis of, like, I don't know if it's true or not, but the way she says, I saw everything, I saw it, I saw... What do you see? How do you see things? Like, he's gonna like, touch the guy's wee-wee in front of you and start raping him in front of you. They don't do that. But I think at later words she kind of said, like, you know, patting his ass or whatever of a kid, and it just seemed weird. And it seemed like she was kind of being very biased towards just to say that he did it. I saw everything, I saw everything, I saw everything. So, I don't know. This is not it's not an opinion whether I feel he did it or not. I just feel, you know, there's some loopholes into the way this was done. You know, that's on social media, you know. I don't know.
Included that in the film and given him a significant presence and his lawyers, you know. So I think this, as far as Jackson's right of reply goes, we have met that fully.
What about when you first came upon these stories? I mean, here you have two young men who for a long time did deny that it happened. So how did you approach that as a filmmaker? Did you come with skepticism? Did you come sort of predisposed to believe their news story? How did you deal with that fact?
Well, I've been making documentaries for 30 years, so I don't pitch up and, you know, take everyone at face value. You have to remain skeptical.
That's facetious, the way he said that. I don't know, it just seems he's a little bit on his defensive. And I guess so, it's an American TV show. So, but like, oh, I've been doing documentaries for 30 years, so that means I'm worth something. What does that mean? You know, I personally had a lot of anger towards Norman Bashir, the London guy of, I guess, Indian descent, who did the documentary really bamboozling Michael Jackson, making the videos really terrible and not in Michael Jackson's favor while he was still alive. And I think afterwards he had shown other footage on his own of what really happened and stuff. I thought that was very low for Norman Bashir. And the thing that kind of adds to that is, after that, he got a job at NBC in New York, and then several years later he got fired, and I was like, thank God, go back home. It's like, in my opinion, I think he just did a scathing movie on documentary on Michael Jackson to further his career. So the point being is that this is a terrible vehicle to kind of be altruistic, because there's something behind it. There's finances. If the Michael Jackson estate didn't have any money, would this even happen? You know what I mean? So why do people need money to compensate for the fact that they were violated when they were younger? Why? Because they couldn't get jobs or whatever? That's not true. He's a choreographer, one of the guys. I don't think that's it. So.
While listening very carefully carefully to what people have to say. And once I'd interviewed Wade and James, which I did at great length, I then went and tried to find anything in the record, in the investigations of 1993 and of 2003 to 2005, anything that would contradict or undermine their story, and I couldn't find anything.
One of the other criticisms is that this is about money for James and Wade. Have either of them been paid to be in your documentary?
No, they haven't.
Not at all.
No,
Others,
no financial interest whatsoever.
Others have said they hope that the case that they make in your film helps their appeal, where they've sued the Jackson estate for money themselves. What do you make of that?
Well, it's a bit of a long shot, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit of a long shot. Why do you need to sue anybody if he's dead? You know what I mean? That's fucked up, you know. Yeah.
Isn't it? It is about money, but it's about the Jackson estate's money, isn't it? It's about protecting an asset that would be, at risk if people believe the claims.
So let's talk about the film and what's in it.
It's going really badly. Talking about the Jussie Smollett thing. I mean, I still believe I don't know what the real story is, because he maintains that he's innocent. If you don't know the Jussie Smollett, check the other videos. There's a few videos down. I try to have an open mind. I mean, there's always a possibility that he did get violated, Jussie Smollett. And I guess we'll find out. But just sometimes things in the present moment, the way things are just seem so, weird. But I try to keep an open mind. I still don't know. I don't have, Let's continue with the rest of this.
What do they say about how this was possible? I mean, these are two young men. Where are the families? How does this happen?
Yeah, where are the families? This is kind of akin to there's the Corey Feldman incident. When parents really want their kids to be famous and try to live vicariously through them, they're kind of like their bread and butter, they're their cash cow, or their investment. So logic is completely blown out of the window. It's like they don't check if they're having parties with only guys, boys, and all that. It's like, I don't know. Or the parents just kind of like turn a right eye, turn a side eye, turn a blind eye to it all. I don't know. And then the whole no, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, okay. With the Harvey Weinstein stuff, it's like people do have the choice to leave in situations like that when you're doing casting couch, but they want to be famous so badly it kind of overrides everything. It's not like you're being held captive in a basement for 16 years like that one girl who got rescued a few years ago. She was abducted and held captive for most of her life. This is casting couch type thing. And then this is, I don't know what this is, but...
Well, the film is about two families coming to terms with what they discover 2 decades later about the truth of the boy's relationship with Michael Jackson. The mothers who are like key figures in my 4-hour film describe how they saw Jackson as a son. They felt in great love for him. They accepted him in their home. They cooked for him, cleaned his clothes. they really adopted him as one of the family, and it's chilling because Jackson inserted himself, ingratiated himself into these very ordinary families so that he could sexually abuse their children.
We know how difficult it is for any victim of sexual abuse or alleged victim of sexual...
I mean, that is the way grooming happens. But it's like there's no responsibility placed on the parents. You know what I mean? Which it is the parents' responsibility. If something feels a little fishy, you know, look into it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. So, tell me what you think about it. I mean, I don't have an opinion either way, but this, from what I've seen, and the previous video with the housemaid talking and all that, it wasn't enough to convince me. It just seemed like they had something to gain from it. Tell me what you think.